Hey, welcome. I hope you guys are doing very well. Thank you for joining me. Today's reading is the person on your mind. What are they thinking about you at the moment? What are their thoughts, all right, on you, the connection, situation? We'll see what messages come through. So we have three groups for you to choose from: group one, two, and three. Please pause the video if you do need some extra time to choose your group, but I will see you guys in your readings. Hello, welcome. If you've chosen the first group, then this reading could be for you, the person on your mind. What are they thinking about you, the situation at the moment? Okay, so as usual, we'll start off with the tarot cards. So we have the Fool in reverse, we have Justice card upright, and we have the Four of Pentacles in reverse. So it feels like they're thinking that they are afraid of taking a risk with you. They're unsure about moving forward with you. They could feel like at the moment they don't know enough, and they could be quite afraid of the unknown, or kind of moving into the unknown, and like feeling comfortable with that unknown. So they're questioning something, or maybe a few things about the connection they have with you, not necessarily their feelings. It doesn't feel like their feelings at all, it feels like other things. Um, for some of you, this could be maybe whether you both can bring about positive changes in each other's lives, or if you guys can move forward from something, or if moving forward at this time would be too drastic, if it would be too life-changing. But this questioning of your connection could also be something that you are more aware of. Like, say, for example, it could do with their family or their work or something like that. At the same time, even though they are maybe like hesitant or like afraid of taking a risk, it feels like they also think about not holding back too much. So they kind of, it feels like they're trying to balance like being cautious with like not, what's that word I'm looking for? With not holding back, basically, with not holding back too much. So they're trying to find a balance between those two. They also worry that you might not be able to trust them. I don't know if this is random or not, but for some of you, they could worry about this trust issue on your part, and this could be due to their friendships, people they hang around with or socialize with. So yeah, they could think you won't be able to trust them because of that. For others of you, it could be something you are more aware of. So they do think you both are being careful and cautious, but for different reasons. And this is something that they do think about a lot when it comes to you. They also think that you are very impulsive, and for some of you, this could be something that gives them pause. You know, um, they think you both are unsure of how to move forward, that you're both confused as to where things are going. And at the moment, they just think that it's an uncertain time for you guys. And it feels like being stuck between a rock and a hard place, because it's like they don't necessarily, um, let me see, they don't necessarily think about how you guys are gonna like get over whatever these, you know, reservations are. But at the same time, they don't want for there to be like more distance, maybe. But at the same time, it doesn't feel like they're comfortable with this uncertainty as well. I don't know. So they also feel that you both haven't really given each other enough clarity. It just feels like they don't really know what that next step or that next move is. Maybe they feel that you both don't know what that should be. So they kind of feel like they're in limbo, and the connection they have with you is in limbo. So they do think that you are good for them. They do question whether they are good for you. They think they should live in the moment when it comes to you, and, you know, not really stress too much about the future. But again, like at the same time, they do think they need to maybe spend more time assessing you. But they already feel that you surpass any expectations they have. So maybe you guys, I don't know if you would be more aware of what those reservations are, because, you know, I said this earlier, but it feels like their feelings aren't what's in question. You know, it could be something else that you're more aware of. So yeah, for some of you as well, like they could also think they might not align with your values. They could think that what happens moving forward will be shaped by how you treat them, how they treat you. And it feels like they also think that you both are taking note of how you treat each other at this time. And, you know, even though there is this uncertainty, they do think your relationship is equal. You know, they view you as someone that's smart, logical. They feel that you are great at making decisions as well. And for some of you, they could think that you assume or feel that they are controlling and possessive. And they also assume, or they also feel that you think it will take them a while to show that side of themselves. So they could also think that you assume they wouldn't be able to give you enough security. So they do think a lot about what might happen if they were to open up to you emotionally. They could actually think that you might be put off by them or some of the things that they say if they were to open up to you. Like they do think you want them to be more vulnerable, and they do think you need more of their focus. And that's something that they also want to give, but they also feel that it's not really the right time. So at the moment, they could also think that you are questioning their stability, and they would sometimes think that you might judge their past. That could be another reason why they are kind of hesitant about opening up. So moving forward, we have shadow work, we have strip, we have I deserve better, I want to go slow, let's keep our connection a secret, and I'm so comfortable around you. So with shadow work, they could actually think that you are someone that is quite self-reflective. They also feel that you are quite accepting of all and the different parts of yourself. And they do think you've gone through some personal growth since they've met you as well. So with let's keep our connection a secret, they could actually think that you are wanting to keep your relationship a secret, whether this be your relationship as a whole or just, certain aspects of your relationship. And with I deserve better, they think that you deserve better in some area of your life. And it doesn't really feel related to them. But in some area of your life, like they do feel you deserve better. Let me see if this is. And and that does feel more related to a present energy as opposed to a past one. So they do think your relationship could benefit from moving a bit slower. But they do think you both are maybe comfortable around each other. They do think you guys would obviously be more comfortable, but they do feel like there is this, comfort there between you guys. And with strip, they could think that they're feeling exposed at the moment. And finally, we have sex, kiss, hug, face and embrace all parts of yourself. We also have email. Be mindful of the messages you send and give it to God and celebrate life. So with sex, kiss, hug, they could think a lot about intimacy between you guys. They could have a lot of sexual thoughts when it comes to the two of you, if you're asking about that kind of relationship anyway. With give it to God, with this uncertainty, they could be, maybe that's why it didn't really seem like they're, thinking too much about how you guys are, moving forward or what have you. It feels like they were not necessarily comfortable in the limbo that you guys could be in or that they are in when it comes to the two of you. But they do think, or maybe they all have already kind of like given it to God or just leaving it up to, fate at the moment. And with Celebrate Life, like they do think you guys need to focus on the positive parts of your lives. And with email, they could think that you both need to be mindful of the messages that you send each other moving forward. Maybe even be mindful of how you treat each other moving forward, because they feel like maybe communication and how you treat each other could play a big role in how you guys move forward together. But that is all I have for those of you who chose this group. I really do hope it could be helpful. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you guys again soon. Okay, please take care. Bye. Hey, welcome. If you've chosen the second group, then this reading could be for you. The person on your mind, what are their thoughts, what are they thinking about you, the relationship you guys have. Okay, so we have the Lovers in reverse, Nine of Pentacles in reverse, and Nine of Wands also in reverse. So similar to the last group, it feels like there is some hesitancy in their thoughts of you. They're thinking about how unsure they are about moving forward with you. They're worried about the unknown. And, you know, with the moving forward with you, this doesn't have to be about your relationship as a whole. It could be, though, if that makes sense for you, but it could also be about moving forward with something specific within your relationship. But they are worried about taking a risk. They question whether you guys are compatible, something about your lifestyles maybe being different or your goals not being in sync. They think that they couldn't give you what you need, and this could be something that does play on their mind. And they do think there's too much confusion between you guys. They think something won't work, whether this again be your relationship as a whole or just something within your relationship. They think you both are reluctant to kind of open up and to, you know, remove any emotional distance that could be present. They think you both are disconnected from each other and not willing to do anything about that right now. At the moment, they could be rethinking your relationship, what you guys mean to each other. But it feels like they aren't necessarily ready to let go yet. It's like, let me see. It feels like maybe on some level they've accepted the disconnect, but they also are waiting to see what happens. Like they could feel like, you know, something could happen that, you know, changes that. So it's like they're not completely letting go or like losing hope in the situation that they do have with you. So they could also think that you're dealing with some conflict that makes it difficult for them, for you guys in the relationship that you guys have. They think you both are being cautious, but at the same time, like they do see you as being good for them. They could also think that you're struggling with your independence, that you don't have enough free time or you aren't very independent, and and they feel that could be a potential issue for you guys moving forward. They could think there's someone or something that you rely on too much. They worry that you don't believe in yourself enough to, let me see, to maybe be independent. But for some of you, they could feel like you don't believe in yourself enough in general, maybe to separate yourself from someone or something. And it also feels like they're thinking a lot about your stability, and they're kind of wondering whether or not you're happy with where you are currently at, or with what currently gives you stability, and if you're happy with that situation. Because they do think, in their perspective, like you do seem quite content on the surface. But they could also be questioning your stability for other reasons, maybe something that you would be more aware of. So they could also question whether you would fulfill them long term, whether you guys will fulfill each other long term. And they do think you struggle with your confidence, and they do wish you would value yourself a bit more. They also think that you need to find something that fulfills you. So sometimes, like, they do worry a lot about the practicality of your relationship, and and your emotional connection. They worry about that too. They think that they are a bit too worn down to properly focus on you. They think you might not understand that they are maybe mentally and physically drained, or kind of dealing with stuff in their life. And they could think that they shouldn't let their guard down right now. And they could, like, maybe because of this like hesitancy or uncertainty in your relationship with them, they could also think that you're unsure of how much effort to make with them as well. So they do think a lot about the present challenges that you guys could be facing, and a lot about the challenges that will come up in the future. For some reason, they think that your relationship would require a lot of resilience and effort and hard work. And they're kind of thinking at the moment, like, they're not really sure if it's worth it. They're not really sure whether to, push forward and, kind of make that effort and, be resilient when it comes to your relationship, or to take a step back. It feels like they really kind of go back and forth in their head about this. And, if this makes sense for some of you, they could think that it's too soon for you guys to be vulnerable with each other, even though they could want to be. And they're also thinking about how they're still carrying baggage that they need to sort out, which again makes them reluctant to invest in your relationship. And they could be unsure as well whether or not you would accept their baggage, and they could want to protect you from some of their baggage as well. But moving on, we have don't take it personal. We have I want to feel your skin against my own. We have pillow talk. We have it's not just physical, it's also spiritual. We have meh. And we also have dreamer. So with don't take it personal, they could think that you could be taking, or have the potential to take, the situation or the dynamic between you guys personally, and they hope that you don't. So they do think that you both could be bored or growing bored with the current situation between you guys. with this card here. And with pillow talk, like they do think, with pillow talk, like kind of like that opening up, that vulnerability, like they do think about having that moment with you, that kind of those kind of like maybe intimate conversations with you, but at the same time, like there is this hesitancy when it comes to doing that. So with this card here, it's not just physical, this is also spiritual. It feels like they think that there is a struggle for you guys to connect on like all these different like I don't know, all these different areas of your relationship. They feel like maybe you guys don't connect spiritually, you guys are finding it hard, that you guys aren't connecting physically, or you guys aren't connecting emotionally. And I think, it came through earlier in the reading, but like they do think that there is maybe too much disconnect, or that the disconnect that is present is just kind of like hard to figure out or hard to like work around. But with this card here, I want to feel your skin against my own, like they do think about being closer with you as well. For some of you, only take this if it makes sense, but for some of you, they could think that you don't like or understand certain aspects of them, especially if this person is maybe a creative or a bit of a dreamer. So they could think that there is a disconnect in that way as well, in terms of you guys understanding each other. And finally, we have bathroom, flush away all that no longer serves you. We also have cat, take care of yourself. Trust that if you do, you'll always land on your feet. We have deep emotional healing as well, and silencing the mind. These cards are quite deep, actually, to be fair. So with bathroom, they think that you both actually have things that you need to remove and get rid of, things that aren't serving you guys. So they could also think that there is deep emotional healing that is, needed on both sides. They could feel like there are certain things from both of your past that still need to be healed. Certain experiences that you guys haven't been able to move forward from just yet. And they could think that silence on both parts is what's needed right now. Maybe a little bit of distance with Four of Swords, kind of like that rest, rejuvenation, that kind of, healing as well. They could feel like that's needed on both sides. And they could think that needs to be like the main focus for the two of you. And with cat as well, it says take care of yourself. Trust that if you do, you know that you'll land on your feet. And they could think that's what both of you need to do right now, is to focus on yourselves, take care of yourselves. And they kind of hope that if you guys are able to do that, things will work out for the two of you, work out in whatever the best outcome would be, whatever that might be. But yeah, that is all I have for those of you who chose this group. I really do hope it can be helpful, and I'm wishing you the best. Thank you for watching, thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you guys again soon. Take care. Bye. Hey, welcome. I hope you are doing good. If you've chosen the third group, then this reading could be you. The person on your mind, what are they thinking about you, situation at the moment? Okay, so we have the Empress upright, Seven of Cups in reverse, Six of Pentacles in reverse. What are they thinking? So they do think you are attractive and beautiful. They think about how strong you both connect, like how strong your connection is, and they do think about the long-term potential that you both have. They think about the deep affection that they have for you as well. Like at the moment, their thoughts and feelings towards you could be pretty intense, um, but not chaotic intense though. You know, it feels quite grounded, their feelings and their thoughts of you. They Their thoughts of you are like very warm and nurturing. They also think about being nurturing and generous towards you. They think that you are full of life, and they think that you do or you can elevate their life, that you can bring joy into anyone's life really. And they, think a lot about how you provide them a lot of comfort, like when they're around you or when they speak to you, when they see you. Like they do think you are very supportive, and they think, whether that's supportive towards them or they feel like they've seen you be supportive, with other people in your life. But they do think that you are someone that could give them unconditional love, and they also think you're someone they can love unconditionally as well. And they really admire you, they really value you. They also think about collaborating with you, for some of you guys, if that makes sense. They think about the friendship you guys have, they good things, and they do think you contribute a lot to their life, or you could potentially contribute a lot to their life. And they think about how graceful you are, and how calm and poised you are. They are really putting you on a pedestal, and it feels like at the moment their thoughts are so much clearer to them, you know and in regards to your future together. They think that they know you now, they feel like they see you now and understand you, or even if it's partially, but they feel like they understand you enough to feel this way and to feel excited and want to move forward with you. So they do think that on their part they need to be more decisive, action oriented, and it feels like they are in the process of making a choice, maybe choosing you or making another choice within your relationship that you would be more aware of. But they do feel they've had this shift in perspective when it comes to you. So for a lot of you, they are actually planning on making quite a big move soon. That could be something they're thinking about right now. What that move is going to be, how they're going to execute it. And it also feels like they're wanting to clear up any uncertainty. They realize that how they perceived your connection in the past, or how they perceived you specifically, wasn't correct. They could feel like their perspective on you in the past was quite immature, or they kind of feel like they weren't given enough. And now they are seeing things with a lot more clarity. And they think a lot about how much more grounded they feel as well. Like in the past, they could have felt lost in all the possibilities that were, going on around them, that they were thinking about. And it feels like now they're a lot more grounded because they've gotten rid of those distractions. And now they think they need to just chill and focus on what's right in front of them. So they could also think that they are needing to prioritize another area of their life, or maybe a few different areas of their life, so that they can maybe fit you into it all, or make sure those things are straight so that you guys can be straight. They're thinking that they no longer feel nervous or overwhelmed um, about you and about the relationship that you guys have. And they're just seeing things in a whole new way now, you know? They are thinking about, taking their time and not rushing. They want to do things right. Um, so they do think about, like, they sometimes question, sorry, so yeah, so they sometimes question their ability to fully reciprocate or be able to kind of give you what you um, give and offer them. So it feels like they really are concerned about any unequal give and take, and they hope that they'll be able to give you a lot more. They could think that you're feeling taken advantage of, or they kind of worry that that's the potential that you could, think and feel that way in the future, and they really don't want that. So yeah, so that could be another reason why they are thinking about being more generous with you. So they do think that they need to reassess their role and how they show up in your relationship, and be careful of being a, I don't know if this is harsh, but being a bit of a bum, and really hold themselves accountable a bit more when it comes to you, or maybe when it just comes to this specific relationship. Maybe they weren't didn't or weren't able to do that in past relationships. But it feels like they definitely want to show up better for you, and that they need to take extra care that things are, balanced and fair between you guys. So moving on, we have I can't escape you, I see you in my dreams, I wake up craving your touch. We also have a forgiving, I'm not the forgiving kind of person. We have I tell my family and friends about you. We have I'm not really sure what love is or what it's supposed to feel like. We have wild thoughts. We have you are so awesome, so pure, where did they make you? And I shall do these ones after. So with I'm not the forgiving kind of person, they could actually be viewing you this way. Because they do think like you're such a cool person as well, and they understand if you are someone that isn't forgiven. So that could be another reason why like they feel like they need to like do things right. With you are so awesome, where did they make you? Like they do think you are very unique, or maybe you're just very different to what they are used to, and they do put you on this pedestal, and this is something that they've been thinking about. They could think a lot about your lovely qualities. So they could think that you've either, maybe they think that you have both either questioned what love really is, what it really feels like. They could feel like this is something that you both question. Maybe they feel that you both haven't really experienced, um, what would be considered like real love. Um, They could think that you maybe both have your doubts, but something about love and questioning, if you've felt it or not. But they do feel like you guys could feel that with each other, like in a genuine way. So they could also be thinking that you have told some of your family and friends about them. And it feels like they've told certain people in their family and friend group about you as well. And it feels like they're hoping that you are having like wild thoughts about them as well. It doesn't seem, they don't really know if you are or not, but they hope you do. Like they hope you kind of think about them that way because they're thinking about you, in that way as well. It's like they could be having a lot of wild thoughts about you guys. And this person with I can't escape you, I see you in my dreams, I wake up craving your touch. Like this person could be thinking about you a lot. Maybe they have been seeing you in their dreams, or maybe they daydream about you. But it does feel like they are maybe craving you or your touch, like they want more of you. Like they could think that they are a little bit obsessed with you, but again, like it doesn't really feel like it's in a chaotic way. So we have color, express your feelings. We have box, reveal your secret power. We have balancing masculine and feminine energies. And we also have you are unique. So with colorful, express your true feelings, they actually think that you are someone that is extremely colorful. That was clarified by the Fool and the Ace of Cups. So they could feel like you just have this fresh energy to you, or like you kind of just always have that joyful, colorful energy. So they could also think that they need, so with balancing masculine and feminine energies, they could think that this is something that they need to do. I don't know if it's about masculine and feminine energies, but they could think that they need to, find a bit more balance within themselves or in their life, clarified by the Two of Pentacles. So they could think that's needed for your relationship, or maybe for some of you to have even more confidence in them. And we have you are unique. So they also see you as someone that is always themselves, and they love that about you. And they also think about how you're not someone they want to put in a box. Maybe you're not someone that they want to control. So maybe they don't have those controlling feelings towards you. So they do feel like you have this beautiful energy. So they feel like they kind of want to always see that maybe shine, and come through. And they don't want to do anything that maybe puts you or that beautiful energy of yours into like a box. But anyways, that is all I have for those of you who chose this group. I really do hope it could be helpful. I'm wishing you guys the absolute best. Thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you guys again soon. Okay, please take care. Bye.